When you think about the world's leading train manufacturers, China immediately comes to mind, and there's good reason for that. Today, Chinese-made trains operate in over 100 countries worldwide. From Buenos Aires to Cairo to Istanbul, Chinese rail technology has become a global presence. This expansion represents one of the clearest symbols of China's manufacturing power. But recently in Mexico, something remarkable happened. The government announced a train procurement project worth $320 million US. Three major companies competed: CAF from Spain, Alstom from France, and CRRC from China. Against all expectations, the Chinese company won the entire contract. Once operational, these trains will serve up to 50,000 passengers every single day. So how did China win Mexico's trust? And why did the French company suddenly withdraw from the competition? Let's dive into this fascinating story. Mexico City's transportation crisis. Mexico City is one of Latin America's most important cities, with over 20 million people in its metropolitan area. But beneath its vibrant surface lies a serious problem. The city is drowning in traffic. Much of Mexico City's infrastructure dates back hundreds of years to the ancient Aztec capital. As the city expanded, historical buildings couldn't be demolished due to preservation laws, preventing modern road redesign. The result? Construction everywhere, constant detours, and severe congestion. The statistics are shocking. During rush hour, traveling just 10 kilometers takes an average of 32 minutes. Commute times increase by 60% compared to normal periods. Each citizen wastes over 150 hours per year stuck in traffic. This consistently ranks Mexico City among the world's most congested cities. You might ask, why don't people just take trains? The death of Mexican passenger rail. Here's the problem. Mexico's railway system has focused primarily on freight for decades. In the 1990s, when the railways were privatized, most passenger routes were eliminated. An entire generation of Mexicans simply stopped considering trains as transportation. For long trips, people fly. For short commutes, they drive despite the congestion. Recent government efforts to revive passenger rail have struggled. Take the Maya train, which opened in late 2024. Its maximum speed? Just 160 kilometers per hour. Compare that to true high-speed rail systems worldwide that operate at 300 kilometers per hour or more. Mexico's trains appear slow and outdated. That's why the Mexican government recently announced an ambitious plan: build approximately 3,000 kilometers of new passenger rail between 2025 and 2030. This would be the largest expansion in Mexican railway history, and at the center of this plan sits the Mexico City-Pachuca railway line. The Mexico City-Pachuca project. This railway will connect Mexico's capital with Pachuca, the capital of Hidalgo State. The route spans 106 kilometers of electrified double track designed exclusively for passengers. Trains will operate at speeds between 120 and 130 kilometers per hour, passing through several densely populated towns. Total investment approximately 5 billion Mexican pesos. Construction officially begins March 22, 2025. But every railway needs trains, and that's where our story gets interesting. Three giants, one winner. Mexico opened the train procurement to international bidding. Three major manufacturers stepped forward. CAF from Spain, with over a century of railway experience and a strong presence in Latin America. Alstom from France, one of the world's largest and most respected train manufacturers. And CRRC from China, the world's largest rolling stock manufacturer by revenue. During the early phases, Alstom showed intense interest, submitting more technical questions than any other bidder. Then suddenly, they withdrew completely. No detailed explanation was given. Analysts speculate it involved concerns about costs, bidding terms, or project risks. Whatever the reason, only two competitors remained. The Decisive Advantage. Both CAF and CRRC submitted complete proposals. But CRRC held two critical advantages: price and technical scoring. The financial gap was massive. CRRC's bid came in at $320 million. CAF's offer? Nearly $270 million higher, almost 1.8 times the Chinese bid. Here's the problem CAF faced. They couldn't demonstrate superior technical capabilities to justify that enormous price premium. When technical quality is roughly equal, the lower price wins. Mexico chose CRRC. What China will deliver. Under the contract, CRRC will design and manufacture 15 electric multiple units. Each train will be 100 meters long, carry 700 passengers, and reach speeds of 130 kilometers per hour. But there's a crucial requirement. All trains must be equipped with ERTMS, the European Rail Traffic Management System. This sophisticated system monitors train speed and position using wireless communication, ensuring safety and enabling future interoperability with international standards. The timeline is tight. Construction begins March 2025. All trains must be delivered by the end of 2026, with the line opening in the first half of 2027. And here's the challenge. CRRC can't just manufacture trains in China and ship them over. The contract requires establishing local parts, manufacturing facilities in Mexico, coordinating with local suppliers, and training local workers. Beyond congestion, there's a much bigger vision at play here. Some folks might wonder if a single railway line can really make a dent in Mexico City's traffic problems. But honestly, that kind of thinking misses the larger point. This project isn't just about moving 50,000 passengers every day. It's actually a national demonstration initiative, showing that Mexico can, in fact, rebuild a modern passenger railway system. Its success, well, it'll really shape the future of the country's entire railway revival strategy. But, even more importantly, this railway is set to fundamentally reshape regional development. Right now, Mexico City faces extremely high housing costs and density, while Pachuca offers much lower living costs and plenty of room for growth. Once this railway opens, travel time between the two cities drops to under 70 minutes. That, in turn, creates an integrated supermetropolitan zone. Young professionals could live in affordable Pachuca and still work in Mexico City. Companies might choose to locate operations in Hidalgo while keeping their headquarters in the capital. So core urban resources, like jobs, education, and culture, can stretch outward, while Hidalgo helps absorb the population overflow from the crowded capital. This isn't CRRC's first project in Mexico. Back in July of 2022, the company undertook a comprehensive modernization of Line 1 of the Mexico City Metro, delivering 29 new trains for a $2 billion project. What's really remarkable is that CRRC participated in nearly every aspect, from track engineering to train manufacturing to systems integration. And they managed to do all of this without shutting down the metro line. Work actually proceeded in phases while other sections remained operational, serving nearly 1 million passengers every day. The completed sections have now operated for several years without a single safety incident. CRRC earned Mexican trust through demonstrated performance, not just promises. So when officials evaluated bids for the Pachuca project, they had concrete evidence that CRRC delivers on time, within budget, and to high safety standards. This contract represents something bigger than just one railway project. The global rail manufacturing industry has, for a long time, been dominated by European and Japanese companies. But China's emergence as a competitive force has fundamentally reshaped this landscape. CRRC, which was formed in 2015, now supplies about 1/3 of the world's railway equipment. Mexico's decision to award this contract to a Chinese company is a pretty significant vote of confidence from a Latin American nation that has traditionally been aligned with Western suppliers. It really demonstrates that competitive pricing and proven performance can overcome historical preferences and even some geopolitical considerations. If this railway succeeds, delivering trains on time, operating safely, and meeting passenger demand, it will likely accelerate Mexico's broader railway revival. Additional routes could follow, creating a network effect where each new line adds value to the existing ones. For Mexico, this represents hope that traffic congestion can be tamed and that sustainable transportation is actually achievable. For CRRC, it's another step in China's journey from being known for cheap consumer goods to becoming a competitive supplier of sophisticated infrastructure systems. And for European manufacturers, it's a wake-up call. Competing on legacy reputation alone just won't work when Chinese companies are offering comparable technology at significantly lower prices. The story of how China won a $320 million train contract in Mexico reveals how global industrial competition is evolving, how developing nations make strategic infrastructure choices, and how transportation systems can shape possibilities for millions of people. When the first trains begin carrying passengers in 2027, they'll be carrying more than just commuters. They'll be carrying a vision of what's possible when nations invest in connectivity, when companies deliver on ambitious promises, and when people choose sustainable transportation over endless traffic jams. The rails are being laid, the trains are being built, and millions of Mexicans are waiting to see if this railway renaissance really becomes reality. So, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our future investigations into global infrastructure manufacturing competition and the forces that are reshaping our interconnected world.